The amount of trash that I have seen around the world, it's terrible. If we don't start recycling and waste less, I don't know what's gonna happen. My name is Artur Bordalo, also known as Bordalo II. The piece that I'm creating here in Dublin, it is going to be one more of my big trash animals, the pieces that I have been doing around the world. The first trash animal, it was a crab back in Azores, the Portuguese islands. When I went there, I was just making experiences with the trash, so I wasn't even sure about what to do. But at that time, there was a very poor area there, and the kids, they were messing with little crabs. So I thought, well, I could create a big crab, a crab that would defend himself, like a tough one. So I picked up like half of a car, few car bumpers, plastic, metal, some scrap stuff, and in an abandoned place, I just created a big crab. And this one was the very first one. I started with illegal graffiti around 11 years old. It's something that you just do for a small group of people. It's like you paint something, and then the next day there is a guy with gray paint cleaning it out. It's not really art for me. It's a hobby, something fun. It's something that gives you the opportunity to be in the street. And in the streets, you learn a lot of different things. You get used to work fast, to work in different scales, to know the relation in the public space that you can have with the people. It may look strange how did I came from the illegal graffiti scene to environmental art, but for me it makes sense at all because the artwork is also a reflex of what we are. And even if I were just having fun with the street stuff, I always had my conscience. And in my conscience, I always cared about animals, about the environment, about people. With time, I just changed step by step my motivations, and I started to care more about artwork, to create something with the message, and to use the public space as I used to use before, but to communicate with the people, to share ideas. If we have the opportunity to make something where it's visible, I think it's our obligation to have something to say and to do our part trying to change anything. Bordalo I is my grandfather. He is a classic painter from Lisbon, and it was the way that I found to connect my name to his work because he was a very important influence for me as an artist and as a person.
Artur Chaves Bordalo da Silva, meu nome. Por volta dos 4, 5 anos, achei que tinha capacidade para continuar a desenvolver as suas artes e, portanto, ajudei à minha medida. Porque a inteligência pode subdividir-se em muitos gestos e muitos atos na vida. E este é um deles, principalmente. O de se dedicar às artes, ser inteligente, e isso também me ajuda a continuar a viver com a idade que tenho.
So the Big Trash Animals, it's probably the most well-known series of works that I've done and I'm still doing. For me, it's more than a series of works. The trash here, it's really symbolic about the man's influence and destruction of the world and the nature.
In the very beginning, I think the people, they just think that I'm crazy. When they see us cutting pieces of trash. But then there is a time when there is this transition, when I start to paint a piece and it turns from trash to something that where you can even recognize some materials, but it becomes another thing. It becomes an animal. It's like the cutted plastics, they become hair, the ball becomes an eye, a real eye. And at this time, people start to enjoy it. And it's funny because sometimes you meet the same people that they were very arrogant in the beginning, like, hey, guys, what we're doing. And in the last days, they say, oh, it looks good, and blah, blah. You know, that part.
I know João a long time because we came from the same graffiti scene, so I really trust him to work because it makes sense that you have like a right arm that just works with you. When we are working together, we are always playing, making stupid jokes. We are always bullshitting, you know? But it's really funny because we are working very hard, and I think it's the best way to make the time just keep going. I really believe that sometimes people think that the trash is the bin that you have in your house and you disconnect about where is it going after that. But it goes to a place and it's not only yours, it's the trash from billions of people. Every little kid should go to the wastelands with the school to know exactly what's happening, you know, to know that there is no throwaway, the trash is going somewhere.
The piece that I'm creating here, it is a red squirrel in the middle of the city.
It's not about turning the trash into something beautiful. That's not the meaning. Maybe that's a part of the process so you can make the people stop and look. But then behind it is something really much more deep. It's really about creating images of the victims with what kills them.
What really matters, it is what's behind the paint, because I'm picking up materials in really the end of their lives to create something new. But these pieces won't last forever. After a few years, it will be trash again. You can do whatever you want with this plastic, but you can't destroy it. You can try to transform it, but in the end, it will be trash and you'll be there. So it's something that will last in the nature forever.